Welcome back to the channel, my fellow cats and guns enthusiast. This gets off to the side right now. Today, I'd like to talk about this snazzy Palmetto State Armory AR-10. It's a full Palmetto, so that means the upper, the lower, everything, you know, all of that. I believe it has one of the little enhanced MOE grips that they make, and it has a PRS Gen 2 stock on it with the Sig Sauer Tango MSR 1x6 LPVO and a nice little bipod. Ooh, fancy. That's fancy shooting right there, partner. Now, how did I get this today? That's a good question. Stop asking questions. What are you, a narc? You feddler? You snitching, bro? You snitching? No. Anyway, this is actually one of my good buddies, JP's, that he had built a little bit ago, and he's been kind of adding on to it for the time being. And, you know, for an introduction to the 308 cartridge, which is what this bad boy shoots right here, I would say very solid for the price. I believe he paid around $250 for the lower, and then I think it was like another $400 for the upper. And I mean, so far I think well, he also put this nice little muzzle brake right here, and you know, just to make sure that we're all set to go, this is unloaded. Right? Look, you can look right there, you can see it, it's okay, this is unloaded. All right, and well, I'm not a big fan of these rearward charging handles, personally speaking, because I'm a bit of a neo-fud, if you will. Thing about it is, I think holding this feels, just in your hands as is, very solid. I have no complaints with this, as, you know, so to speak. Only difference is, this is a very heavy gun, and I mean, I would say he also kind of made this heavy himself. This is unloaded, obviously. Loaded, this would probably add about, I want to say, another pound to it, but as is right now, kind of feeling it out, you know, you just... It's about 9 pounds, I want to say. If I could just gauge by how it feels and kind of like my own experience with other guns and how they feel. And, you know, really, it's shooting 308, so when it comes to the weight of a gun most of the time, and for these like heavy calibers, you can genuinely kind of get a more softer shooting to it, rather than a 308 out of like something like a short barrel, which not really as recommended, because, you know, velocity, barrel lengths, jizz and jazz, kids and cats, I don't know. But the way it goes is that I want to talk about this specific setup today, and with the LPVO, I genuinely do like it. The only problem we had was trying to figure out how to zero this in, and that's up to user error on our part. First time. And the way this goes is this little bipod he put on it, I actually really do like. I have no issues with it. You know, it does a bipod job. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can take it, and then it's really hard to hold like this. Put it like that, and boom. Yeah, someday we'll get this. Hold on. Yeah. So it has the extendo on it. Everybody loves a good extendo. And you know, he didn't really give me any mags to kind of hold into it. Oh, I see 2 cats. You see that? You see 2 cats right now? And so far, this feels good. He hasn't put a lot of rounds through it because he built a gun that he wasn't quite ready for on the price of ammo. So we've got about a collective of like 200 rounds through it so far, and you know, it's just a smooth shooter. I have no issues with it. Definitely one of the big fallbacks of something like this is the concussive blast. So you're enjoying shooting this. Your friends aren't. Your friends standing next to you are kind of like, man, I really wish you not shoot that right next to me. But other than that, you know, I mean, it's a really good bang for your buck AR-10. if you can get these separate, which is what I always tell people, like sometimes you can just build stuff separately, and it doesn't mean you have to build it. And it doesn't mean you have to build it yourself. You don't need the tools and everything. Honestly, you can just find a good lower for a cheap price. Hi, can I help you? Come here. Anyway, you're messing with my mouse. Get that out of here. Stop it. Anyway, the thing about it is when you're building a gun, you can usually find yourself a good lower and an upper to go with it. Most of the time, it'll match. Palmetto's really good about having most uppers kind of fit onto them at a fairly easy access kind of thing. No shaving or grinding or nothing like that. But the thing is that when it comes to it, one thing I recommend is always figuring out your lower and your upper. So when it comes down to, like, say, an AR-10 lower, which is how this, you can obviously tell it has a bigger magwell comparatively to something like an AR-15, and that's because it's going to shoot bigger calibers, right? Now, this is like a little standard common sense lesson for people who may not kind of know about AR-10s as much. So the way this goes is AR-10, usually I think they go through like 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, 7.62x51 is kind of the same as 308, but it's like a 223.556 kind of comparison. So that means that you can shoot 7.62x51 out of a 308, but you can't shoot 308 out of a 7.62x51. So do know that. So if you are gonna get one or the other, definitely just stick with like a 308 barrel and upper and all that stuff. So if you do get some 7.62x51, you'll have the comfortability of knowing that it's not gonna explode in your face. Now, other than that, I know it's like 6.5 Creedmoor. Not really sure on one of the other calibers. I'm trying to think. But the did you figure something out there? Anyway, we don't mind the cats. They're just doing what they do best, being cats. So right now I'm kind of sick, and it hasn't been very fun. Been going to the doctors. Oh boy, how fun. And the one thing I could say about something like an AR-10 is it is one. Okay, I'll start from the top. Purpose-driven. All right, every firearm is purpose-driven. When it comes to it, what you get your firearm for is what you need to look for. If you get an AR-10, you know, what are you looking for? You're not looking for something close range. It's not CQB. It's not a John Wick gun. It is made entirely for that medium distance to long distance shooting. That's what you're looking for. That's an AR-10. All right. Now, I could be a bit wrong. Maybe someone out there has come up with a new barrel size and velocity, and that 308 is sending it like it's nobody's business. But 308 is mainly going to do really good out of longer barrels. And I doubt you want to have a long barrel trying to cut corners in a SWAT house, alright? That's kind of the big thing you want to think about when it comes to something like a purpose-driven rifle. It's the same with my AR-15. I'm not looking for a close quarters situation with that, so I have a pistol. But in that same vein, the AR-15 isn't going to do good at, you know, long distance shooting because I have a red dot on it, and this has no PVO, so this has a better chance to 1 to 6. And I'd like to touch up on the LPVO real quick. The 6 Hour Tango MSR 1x6x24 or whatever. Honestly, genuinely, I really like this LPVO, especially for the price. I think it was like $300. And really good sight picture, real like eyesight relief, everything like that. I think the only issue I've had with it is me personally, I have to kind of like get really close to get like a good sight picture, like a full on. So when I'm aiming, I have to kind of dig in here to, yeah, like a full sight picture, but like right there. So, you know, not crazy, but for a, you know, 1x6, that's really good because you can switch it over here. Bam, 6x zoom, and solid. Like, just a really good LPVO. And I'm not here to debate on LPVOs at all. I don't care about that debate. you use what you have. If you can see through it and it shoots and it's on target, that's what you worry about, right? There are guys who do a better job at explaining stuff like that. I am a dummy when it comes to stuff like that. All I know is me see red dot, me shoot where red dot goes. That's the point. But other than that, the actual reticle inside this is super fantastic. I love the way it looks. It has like a, what do you call it? Like a little like 75% circle, and it has like a dot in the middle, and it has like little lines going down. It's pretty solid. I'll see if I can put a picture of what it looks like somewhere over here. Right there. Don't forget that. Okay, anyway. Overall, do I recommend buying this? If this is your first AR-10, 100%, this is what I'd recommend buying. If you are someone who's just in the mood for grabbing something a little cheaper, and say you've already got something that shoots 308, 50-50, that's up to you. If you want to just kind of have a good plinker gun, or just anything that maybe you're going hunting and a buddy's like, hey, I don't have a gun, and he's like, oh, here you go, you can borrow mine, I have this PSA, and it'll work just fine. And that's kind of the whole thing of it too. But other than that, really, honestly, very good looking gun. It does the job well, it gets it done, and that's all that matters. And that's what we're looking for at the end of the day. It's got to be able to shoot, it's got to be able to hold its own weight against the competitors. And for the price, kind of hard to beat it. Either way, my cats and guns enthusiast. Great. Wow, don't act like that. You're the one who knocked the mic down. It was good seeing y'all. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. I've been very busy. I have new things in the works. Been saving some money up, so I am probably going to be getting something very soon. What that is, I'm not spoiling it. I can't spoil it for the people at home watching. Also, I don't know how y'all are still viewing my videos when I'm not even working on anything, but I appreciate it a lot. You guys, I mean, pretty sure it's the algorithm right now. If you want to, man, drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop whatever you want. Tell me how I'm a raging dumb person who doesn't know anything about guns. Yeah, just put that in the comments right down there. Go on, just do it. Yeah, it won't hurt my feelings at all, I promise. Maybe a little. But, you know, it's good talking to you guys again. And by talking to you, it's kind of like a one-way mirror right now, you know what I'm saying? But either way, definitely recommend the gun. I'll put this at a 4 out of 5 kill bosses. Bye.